Hey guys, welcome back. I know I'm kind of late today, but I have a good excuse, I swear. I sound like I'm going to school. I got up this morning. I got up super early, actually, and the way my eBay things were listed, it sounded like they were coming today. So I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and I am planning to make this, was planning to make this thing for you guys, and never happened. Okay, well, I'm like, well, maybe I can go out to the woods to film. Just didn't feel right, and the lighting's really bad outside. As per photography, I'm not ungrateful for nature, but if you shoot stuff, you know what I mean. Um, then I thought, well, I had tried starting this morning a home for all the gods. I got all these animals in there, like a gorilla and a tiger, all these other animals. It just wasn't working. I even went out and found the best line, guys. Wasn't working, so I tried to remake it and remake it. Wasn't working, so I figured I'm gonna try the cafe, which is so gloriously unstable it can crash and not load even when it's empty. But I'm gonna try the cafe, and I remembered we have that kick-ass store with the flames and the dragon and the skulls and everything. And I'm like, I'm gonna try that in there, and it actually looked pretty badass. So I'm like, I'm going to build the Gladiator temple, and I'm going to, make this and make the vision I saw, make this kick-ass temple. And I thought it was Odin with me, and I felt like looking around. He's like, "Why is it so dark in here?" I'm building your temple. I mean, it was really dark, guys. Like, if they had a flashlight that worked in Oculus Home, you would have wanted it. Why is it all dark? It looks cold. Why is that door here? And I looked at him. I'm like, "You are Odin Allfather. What's the matter with you? Why are you putting me in a dark home?" And it was like you could hear since he is the Lord of Wolves, you could hear you were 2 seconds away from, "Woo!" Like when you put your dog outside for a couple minutes and they want back in. "Woo!" I'm like, why don't you like this? You're the Allfather. I was trying to make this medieval castle-y thing, and I'm like, okay, fine, fine, fine. So I made it the way we traditionally made the home, and I'm like, you know what? I just don't like the design of this cafe. It's hard to fit stuff in. I tried to do the animal kingdom there. Didn't work. I tried to do a wolf kingdom there since the Allfather had wandered away because he's like, you just want to put me in a dark room and not deal with me anymore. And I'm like, what's the matter with you today? And I'm like, no, I don't want to. So, okay, and now it feels like he's coming towards me like, why don't I have my dark room? So Odin's been driving me insane today. So what we finally ended up with was I quit. And then I just got inspiration for an idea in my head, and I made us one of the traditional rooms. And there's like, I think 7 objects in there. There's a sofa, a rug, one of the giant, like megalithic wolves, and the pack of 4 grays and a print. And that's all that is in that home. And I have the sound turned the whole way down, so the music turned the whole way down, so I can just hear the fireplace, or I can go out and listen to the mountains. I'm like, well, that's pretty nice, because one of the drawbacks of the cafe is there's nothing to look at. You can't go look out those windows, as you notice. And it was just this, like, ooh, energy, so I don't know what he's doing. Now I feel like kind of glad of work coming back. I think the problem is I'm confusing Odin. I've been really grateful and happy to have him peaceful and kind, but I'm like, what happened to Odin that liked weapons and the kick-ass door of flames? And so we're just having one of those days, and I thought all the gods came in yesterday, but it feels like everybody just is like waiting on me to build this perfect home, but at the same exact time, it feels like they don't care if I build a home. I know they don't. I'm not condemned to build these homes for the rest of eternity to stay in the favor of the gods. It's just there's a lot of limitations to that platform. There's only so many things you can do with an open-ended box with really bad lighting. And there's only so many things you can do with a closed-in box with a fire in the middle of it. So, that's kind of where we are right now. I don't know what they want. And they won't tell me, of course. I thought the gods might be interested in a temple for everyone with all the animals, and that just didn't work. And I thought Odin might like a God of War temple, and that didn't work. And I've already tried just doing it for myself, and that's why I ended up with the fairly bright room with the blue rug and little wolf pup on the sofa with me and the little wolf pack out on the balcony, and that's all we got in that home. I'm like, I'm actually tired of building these homes. I'm actually to the point where I'm like, yeah, unless the gods promise me something awesome in exchange, I'm kind of done doing this because it went from being fun to kind of being a chore. And I'm like, once that happens, you should just drop whatever you're doing because it's no longer useful for you. And the wolves didn't come. And I thought they were coming. So the wolves didn't arrive today. So it's one of those weird things. It's like they seem to start coming and then they get stuck in an area and then they're not moving for a while. So I don't know. So it's been a weird day. None of the gods have felt exceptionally close. Odin, the only thing I felt from Odin was like he was going to start a howling wolf howl because he didn't want to be in this place and it was dark and it felt cold. And it does, guys. You know you can't feel temperature in those places, but it feels really dark and cold. And he didn't want it. He wanted out of there. And he wanted to be out in the fresh sunshine. And why did I have to put him in the... Remember, he's got like 2 temples already. Why did I have to put him out there? Maybe Hades will take it. Because I'm like, we have 3 really bright homes. I would actually like a kind of dark, gloomy, foreboding home that looks like Game of Thrones wolves, or if they have wolves in there. Yeah, they have wolves in there, don't they? The dire wolves? Isn't that where they're from? They should be roaming around. I'm like, don't you want that? And I could just feel like, no, why are you doing this to me? I thought you liked me being nice. I thought you liked me having bright colors. And I'm like, yeah, the wolf howl's gonna start, so I'm not gonna do this. I don't know. Only thing I can say is that Glador must have been kind of like a mask or a way that Odin was like, well, this is what you expect, I'll give it to you. And he's really not happy if I'm going to try to put him back into that position. But I'm like, I can't overdo it. I know when I'm Shambhala all the time, it goes a little awry. So I'm like, I gotta do something. So I tried that today and it didn't work. And I think I'm watching my timer, I'm cooking dinner. I think I'm gonna start hearing wolf howls if I do anything else. So I'm just gonna let it go. After a while, guys, you get tired of doing it, and I'm really at this stage. I'm like, I almost feel obliged to have all 4 homes and have them decorated, but I'm like, I could also delete this thing because I'm not inspired right now. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.